Alright, fam, you are not gonna believe the week we just had. We've got Microsoft pulling a fast one with the Gears of War Reloaded physical disc on PS5, basically selling you a fancy poster. We've got a legendary developer from Silent Hill 2 who is so fed up with his fan theories that he's publicly calling out their ignorance. On top of that, players are using a popular Roblox game to get around chat filters and spread some of the most out-of-pocket hate speech I've ever seen. And to top it all off, a new multiplayer shooter has a player count so low that it's in the single digits. So I gotta ask, what are they doing? Today, we're breaking down all the drama. We're talking about the L's for physical game collectors, the W's for breaking down console war walls, and the absolute chaos happening in some of the biggest games on the planet. Let's get into the heat. Let's start with one of the biggest stories of the year. Gears of War is finally on PlayStation. Gears of War Reloaded drops on August 26th. And for a lot of us, that's a massive W. But if you were planning on grabbing a physical PS5 copy to put on your shelf, you might want to hold up because let's start with one of the biggest stories of the year. Gears of War Reloaded is finally on PlayStation. Gears of War Reloaded drops on August 26th, and for a lot of us, that's a massive W. But if you're planning on grabbing that physical PS5 copy to put on your shelf, you might want to hold up because there's a catch. According to leakers and pictures of the box, the physical disc doesn't have the whole game on it. The box literally has a required content download warning right on the front. Now, to be fair, it looks like the main story campaign is on the disc and can be played offline, which is a small victory, but if you want to play multiplayer or access anything else, you're going to have to download a massive patch, fam. This is just out of pocket. What's the point of a physical disc if it's just a key to download? It's like buying a car and then having to download the engine. We saw this same nonsense with Doom: The Dark Ages, where the disc had less than 100 megabytes of data on it. A PS5 Blu-ray disc can hold up to 100 gigabytes. And Gears of War Reloaded is only 64 gigabyte download. So this is just a choice they made to cut corners. It's a huge L for game preservation and for anyone who just wants to own the games they buy. They're selling us coasters in a plastic box. Alright, the next story is serious, and it's a major L for Roblox. The platform has been under fire for a while now, with lawsuits like the one from Louisiana Attorney General claiming they're not doing enough to protect kids from predators. Well, now it looks like players have found a way to turn one of the platform's most popular games into a breeding ground for hate speech. A recent CBS News report found that the game's spray paint, a virtual skate park where you do graffiti, is being used to bypass the game's chat filters. CBS documented walls and ramps covered in swastikas, slurs against minority groups, and references to the Third Reich. Crazy. This is happening in a game with over 1 billion visits. On a platform where huge chunks of 90 million daily users are kids. Roblox told CBS that they have a human review team and encourage players to report this stuff, but clearly it's not enough. When you've got a game rated moderate, which kids 13 and up can play without parental consent, and it's being used to spread this kind of vile trash, you got a massive problem. It's like finding a KKK rally inside a Chuck E. Cheese. The company needs to lock in and do better, no cap. Let's switch gears to a different kind of drama. Masahiro Ito, the legendary art director and monster designer for the original Silent Hill 2, is fed up with fan theories, and he's not holding back. For years, there's been a controversial fan theory that James Sunderland was either a victim or a perpetrator of sexual assault, and that this is reflected in some of the game's monster designs, particularly Pyramid Head's infamous scene with the mannequins. Ito has shut this down before, but this week he went scorched earth on Twitter, saying their ignorance is still expanding like the Big Bang. He laid it all out, explaining that Pyramid Head is born from James's desire to punish himself for what he did to his wife, Mary. The monsters are manifestations of Mary's memories and James's delusions, and Pyramid Head's role is to destroy those delusions, forcing James to face the truth. Ito said he has no problem with fans having their own interpretations, but he's tired of people pushing their ridiculous headcanons as fact, and even attacking him for it. You gotta respect a creator standing up for their original vision. It's a huge W for artistic intent. Yo, real talk fam, before we get to the next segment, I gotta show some love to the community. You guys are the reason I can keep doing this, no cap. And if you want to support the channel and help me keep making these videos, consider joining the SeemlyTuber Media Squad for as little as $5 a month. You can become a channel member. You'll get some sick exclusive emotes to flex in the comments. You'll get a special badge to show everyone you're a real one. And you'll get a shout out in my videos, for real. Your support helps keep the content coming and keeps me on the grind. So if you're feeling it, hit that join button below and become part of the squad. Much love, fam. Now let's get back into the heat. All right, let's get to some good news. The walls of consoles exclusivity are crumbling down, and we are all winning because of it. At Gamescom, it was officially announced that Age of Empires 4 is coming to PlayStation 5 on November 4th, 2025. This is huge. Age of Empires is an Xbox Game Studio published title, and seeing it on PlayStation consoles is another sign that the old ways are dying. This is happening the same day that Helldivers 2 comes to Xbox and Gears of War Reloaded hits the PlayStation 5. It is like cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. And that's not all. A brand new expansion for Age of Empires 4 called Dynasties of the East is also launching on November 4th for all platforms. It's adding 4 new variant civilizations and a new single-player roguelike mode called the Crucible. This is just a massive W for gamers. More people get to play more great games, and that's what it's all about. Finally, let's pour one out for FBC Firebreak. The co-op shooter spinoff of Control has been struggling since it launched, but the latest numbers for Steam are just brutal. According to SteamDB, at the time of writing, the game has just 7 players online. 7. Its 24 hours peak was only 21 players. Now, the game did hit 1 million players shortly after launch, but let's be real. That was almost entirely because it was a day one release on Xbox Game Pass. The game has completely failed to keep anyone playing, at least on PC. Players have complained about a lack of content, confusing mechanics, and a progression system that's a total grind. To their credit, Remedy has admitted that the game's early hours do not provide a good experience, and they're planning a major update for late September to add a proper tutorial and overhaul the progression system. But is it too late? Is it too little too late? This game has fewer players than my local D&D group. It's a ghost town. Hopefully, the update can bring some players back, but right now, it's looking grim. So, there it is, fam. Gears of War is giving PlayStation players a fake physical copy. Roblox has a serious hate speech problem. A Silent Hill legend is schooling the fans. The console wars are dead, and FBC Firebreak is on life support. What a wild week. But that's my take. I want to know what you guys think. Drop a comment below. Let me know which story got you the most heated. Hit that like button if you learned something, and sub to the channel so you don't miss the next deep dive. And you already know, hit me on Twitter or X, whatever you like to call it, and join the squad. Much love, SeemlyTuber out. Peace.